All right then, lads. Good morning. Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi, back again with another episode this early morning. The Arsenal takeover talk is back, and just as I expected, with the Newcastle takeover complete or almost complete, you expected the Arsenal takeover talk to resurface a little bit, but I'm really not going to talk about much about the speculation, but we will talk about why I think and why it is now a fact that Arsenal need to step up their game. That now that Newcastle, Leicester City, Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United have stepped up their game, and clubs like Aston Villa are also now stepping up their game. Maybe the Arsenal takeover should happen next. Probably. We will speak about Alexis Sanchez as well, because I've seen the stories around, and I've seen the blogs. I've seen everyone is talking about it. Alexis Sanchez back at Arsenal. It would be, it would be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's something that I have mixed feelings about. Alexis Sanchez was a star at Arsenal. When at Manchester United, you couldn't blame him. We will talk about that. Of course, it was the money. It was. I don't think he went there for the trophies, but I think it was the money. And he's a Chilean boy, needs that money. He needed that money. It was the dying days of his career, so he needed the money. But we will talk about Alexis Sanchez returning to Arsenal and some of the other transfer news around the club. I've seen Andrea Bellotti. Of course, when we talk about Andrea Bellotti, again, you're speaking about those Italian strikers that, I don't know if he's young, because it doesn't look young for me, but he is young, statistically. I mean, according to, the documents, he's still a very, very young striker, one that is, growing slowly with that Italian team, and one that is really growing, in the Italian Serie A. So probably could Arsenal, get Andrea Bellotti. His contract is in a situation of uncertainty, so probably that could be one of the reasons why we've been linked with the lad. So that and more coming up on this show. Make sure you do smash a like on the video. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well, and obviously do me a big favor now, get involved in the comments. That is one thing you should do on a daily basis, but hit the share button. Just if you have watched this video, just give me 10 shares on Facebook. That will really, really mean a lot. So give me 10 shares on Facebook, give me 10 shares on WhatsApp, 10 shares on Instagram, 10 shares on any platform that you use. Just hit the share button. Just click that share button and share on Facebook, share on WhatsApp, and everywhere. And obviously, we will get this thing where it's supposed to be. Right. Let's get the party started, and let's start off with the Arsenal takeover that has been sparked off by the fact that Newcastle, a Saudi Arabian-led consortium, is actually on the verge, is actually on the brink of taking over Newcastle Football Club. It is confirmed, or it was confirmed by Sky Sports yesterday, that almost in the next 24 hours, Newcastle will be taken over, and that will mean that Newcastle will have the richest owners among club owners in football. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke, and I don't want to be a part of those people who are gonna come out and scream, "Oh, Newcastle is spoiling football. Manchester City is spoiling football." I don't think I'm going to be part of that group, because if it were Arsenal, right? If it were Arsenal taken over by the Saudi Arabian consortium, no one would be screaming. No Arsenal fan would be screaming. We would be absolutely happy. Look, I'm not really happy for Newcastle. I'm telling you for fact. I'm not happy that Newcastle have been taken over, because the moment Newcastle are taken over, and you've already started seeing these posts here and there, they could employ Conte, right? They could employ Conte. They could buy the likes of Mbappe, because if this lad gives them 600 million to spend, they're gonna buy Mbappe at 150 million, or they could get him on a free. You never know. They could get him on a free in the summer, and pay him ridiculous wages, and he's never gonna say no to that to that kind of money. And then you have Newcastle now starting to chase over players like players like the likes of Manuel Locatelli, the likes of Oli Watkins, the likes of Calvert-Lewin. So that means we have got another direct competitor as Arsenal, and not only one that is competing with Arsenal, but one that is also superior than we are, because I think they're going to spend more money than Arsenal could ever spend. We spent 156 million on 6 players. They're going to spend 156 players. 56 million pounds on one player, and that's the difference. And that's why I think there is a lot of trouble with Arsenal after the Newcastle takeover. So a couple of blogs have been writing that maybe the Arsenal takeover could be the next, because Newcastle fans and the club and the base have waited for this takeover for 14 fucking years. 14 years, they're waiting for that takeover. They're just waiting for that. That is what they're focusing on. Because we know Newcastle has been a big club before. It is a big club. In the memoirs of English football, Newcastle is a very, very big club. So there is no way you can't take anything away from it. But my problem now, as an Arsenal fan, is Daniel Ek. Even if Daniel Ek bought Arsenal at the moment, we can't match the powers of Newcastle, right? Even if Dangote bought Arsenal at the moment, we can't match the powers of Newcastle, because I'm telling you for facts that they have the owners. The moment that consortium takes over the club officially, they will have the richest owners in the footballing world. They'll be richer than PSG. They'll be richer than AFC Barcelona, AFC Bayern. They'll be richer than Manchester City. That's the name I wanted, not Bayern and Barcelona. But and that's it. So for me, if there is a better time for Arsenal to start thinking of how to get a takeover, work, this should be the time. We are gonna fall behind, and this is a hole, this is a ditch we are not going to survive. Because at the moment, Newcastle, I'm sorry to say this, with all due respect to Newcastle, at the moment they are not profitable. Right, so to make them, in my opinion, to make them profitable, what you do is you invest, and that's what and that's what the Saudi Arabian consortium are gonna do. They're gonna invest crazily, take back Newcastle to the Champions League. That means the slot that we were fighting for, the slot that we were hoping for, probably finish 4th, is now being taken away, because Manchester City are a multi-million pound spenders. So is United, and so is Chelsea. So Liverpool, Newcastle, Everton, Leicester City at the moment will be the 4 clubs fighting for the 4th position. And if they invest well and bring in good managers, Newcastle could win the league. Imagine Newcastle are gonna win the league, right? Newcastle winning the league. It's crazy, because at the moment Arsenal do not have hopes of winning the league, not even in the next half a decade. It's not there. This group of young players that we have, like Edu put it very well, you need to groom it well. You need to give it a lot of pampering, right? And that means it's gonna take years. It's gonna take probably 10 years to see a correct Arsenal out of these lights. The manager is wrong. The system is wrong. I think the players could be right, but the way we brought them in, and the way we are structuring them is absolutely wrong. If you had 7 under-23s in that team, and then you have 4 players that are really mature and are playing good football, I could care less. I could absolutely care less. But we have the youngest squad in the league, in the Premier League. youngest squad, and you know you have the youngest manager, or almost I think one of the youngest managers in the league. I'm not really sure if Mikel is the youngest, but and that should be, look, that shouldn't be a trouble if the manager was doing well, because look at Angel Nagelsmann at Bayern and at RB Leipzig and Bayern respectively. He's been doing well, so probably that shouldn't be a big that shouldn't be a big problem. But the manager that doesn't have a philosophy, a manager that lacks that kind of attempt, a manager that lacks that kind of zeal to drive the team, for me, is another problem for the team. Now, Daniel Ek, Dangote, and the Qataris have been linked with buying Arsenal, and the talks are back. Right, the talks are back. Probably the Arsenal takeover could be the next, and things like that. Yeah, you might think about that. I mean, the Arsenal takeover could be the next, but it's never going to happen soon. It's never going to happen in the next 3 years. It's never going to happen in the next 4 years. It's never, right? It's never. And now it's going to be a very big problem after the Saudi Arabians taking over Newcastle. Will the English Premier League again allow another, for example, if the Qataris, because for me, I believe the Qataris do have the money. If they would, if they want to buy Arsenal, they've got the money to do that, and it just washes away all the trash that has been said in the past, that you can't buy Arsenal, you can't invest in Arsenal at the moment because it's not profitable. Because men about Newcastle, right? They bought Newcastle. I don't think Newcastle is in a better position than Arsenal at the moment. So the Arsenal takeover at the moment is something that should be thought about very, very closely, and not in a sense that we are chasing Newcastle, not really, because like I said, even if Daniel Ek takes over, we are not really going to chase Newcastle if they decide to spend. Even if Dangote takes over, maybe if the Qataris take over, maybe because they've got the money, they could as well want to spend it. You probably could think about it, right? They could think about it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you smash a like on the video, and make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you check out H&S Gamers. Big up H&S Gamers. I'll be providing their graphics very, very soon. But if you like playing games, if you like video games, I think FIFA 21 should be FIFA 21 and FIFA 22 should be your favorites, because they're the most interesting games, I think. I mean, and then GTA and things like that. Make sure you do check out H&S Gamers. They're found in Makerere. Is it called? I'll check out the building, but make sure you do check them out. Right. Let's talk about Alexis Sanchez as well. Alexis Sanchez has been linked with a surprise comeback at Arsenal, and that is a story that I'm looking at in a way that I don't know. It makes sense, because he was an Arsenal legend, and I understand why many Arsenal fans are not just excited, but the enthusiasm that they have towards Alexis Sanchez, and the possibility that he might return, and I think the fact is he did a lot of good at Arsenal. It's just so hard for us to throw him under the bus. It's just so hard for us to throw him away. So I've seen the story. Alexis Sanchez has been linked with a surprise comeback at Arsenal in January. Would you take him back? Would you take Alexis Sanchez back at Arsenal? It's a very big question. Very, very big question. And in my opinion, personally, I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna say no. Yeah, you know me. I'm never that straight, am I? But look, at the moment, Arsenal cannot afford having Alexis Sanchez come back at Arsenal. We can't. One, I think he's already out of the picture. He's absolutely already out of the picture, because the picture now, Arsenal, the kind of picture Arsenal trying to shed is we want to have a group of young players developing together. Probably in the future, they could win us some silverware. Alexis Sanchez is what? 33, 34, 35, 36? I don't know. So at the moment, it's a huge risk. It's a big risk, right? It's a big risk for Arsenal to bring back Alexis Sanchez. Look, this is no retirement ground. This is not a retirement home, bro. This is a football club, and at some point in time, I just love the idea of Arsenal going for young players, because it just puts us straight as a proper football club. It eliminates the fact, the possibility of getting in players like Alexis Sanchez, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Aaron Ramsey coming back at Arsenal and just being there, wasting a lot of time. It just eliminates that, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm absolutely in love with it. So let's consider one or two things, right? Let's consider one or two things. One, the fact is the fact that if Arsenal bring back Alexis Sanchez, where does he play, right? If we brought him back, where does he play? I don't think he's still that energetic. I don't think he's still that charismatic, and I don't think he's still that fast, right? He's no longer the strong, hard-working bully, the strong, hard-working tiger that he was, in his Arsenal days, in his days at Barcelona, in his days at Udinese. He's no longer that man, right? Yes, he had a very good pair with Arsenal. With Ozil at Arsenal. He had a very good stay at Arsenal, and I respect that and I love it. But it's over. It's not coming back. We've got to accept that. And reality is reality. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. Alex Sanchez, good player. We loved him so much. I'm not taking him back. But I would take him back for one or two reasons. One is, look at this man. Look at that attack. It lacks, it lacks passion. It lacks the empathy. I think these guys, the likes of Pepe are not even empathetic. I miss the passion, and this is me again basing on tapping into my nostalgic nostalgic pocket. Again, you just miss players like Alex Sanchez. You just miss their quality, right? You just miss their quality. I mean, we had Sanchez, and then we have Pepe, and you can see the difference is huge, absolutely huge. So that's the reason as why I would take back Alex Sanchez. Only to hope that he can give us that, that lightening Arsenal, that kind of Arsenal that used to give us joy. I still remember one game we beat Manchester United. I think it was 3-0 at halftime, and Alex Sanchez scored a double, right? But both Alex Sanchez scored a double, and Mesut Ozil scored one. If you look at both goals from Alexis Sanchez, they were absolutely out of this world. I've taken some time without seeing such goals being scored by Arsenal. And for me, the reason the reason for that is we are not employing the talent we used to. I mean, you had Aaron Ramsey, you had Alex Sanchez, you had Mesut Ozil. That is enough quality. Then think about the likes of Cazorla. That was talent. That was quality. At the moment, Arsenal do not have that players. We do not have such players. We do not have the quality, the package that we would love to have. I mean, absolutely speaking facts, we don't have that quality. But again, Alexis Sanchez it's debatable for me. It's absolutely debatable. Should he be coming back at Arsenal? Unless he's coming back as a trainee for his coaching badges. I'm not tempted to put him back in the squad. Absolutely none. I think we should be moving forward. We should be looking at the likes of Leon Bailey, right? Look, thinking about it, we should be, because I think Leon Bailey is as explosive as Alexis Sanchez. You should be looking at such names. Go out there, grab the likes of Oli Watkins. Go out there, grab the likes of Giovanni Reina, Borussia Dortmund. I think that's what we should be doing. So Alexis Sanchez, however much many fans like him, and I do adore him and praise him as well. I think his time at Arsenal is absolutely over. Absolutely over. We are past him, right? We are past him. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong, but I think we are past him. We are now looking at a new Arsenal that focuses on better, bigger things, right? We could get him a statue, probably. We could get him a statue. It wouldn't hurt. I would give him a statue at Arsenal. I mean, his days at Arsenal, there was joy. He brought smiles, joy, on the faces of Arsenal fans, and that is what you want to see. Anyway, Alexis Sanchez and the Arsenal takeover is what we've been discussing this early morning. I'll be live at 7. Make sure you do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Why don't you let me catch you at 7?